Here we go. Testing, blah, blah, blah. All right. It begins in 3. Is that volume right? Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, you're set too. There we go. Okay. Begins in 3, 2, 1. Coming up on TMS. Big ups to Gorath.
Florida man has a bad time.
Tokyo has a crying room just for you.
Aw, we're really making Joss hate us.
Spider-Man was to be in Avengers 2.
Jay Leno snubs.
Therapy Thursday.
Your emails and more on this episode of The Morning Stream.
Carnation Instant Breakfast. What a delicious idea for breakfast.
You go love it in an instant. The instant you taste it, the instant you try it. You go love it in an instant. So cool and frosty, rich and creamy. Carnation Instant Breakfast. You go love it in an instant.
Carnation Instant Breakfast. Nutritious, delicious, frosty, rich in chocolate, strawberry, vanilla.
Carnation Instant Breakfast. You go love it in an instant.
You hairy horse hole?
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen. This is the Morning Stream.
Special guest star today, Brian Dunaway.
You hairy horse hole?
Just get one of those in the middle of the day yesterday.
Is that the hole on a hairy horse or the hairy hole of a horse?
I don't know. Let's play it again. Try to interpret it.
You hairy horse hole?
You hairy horse hole.
I think it's a hairy hole that happens to be on a horse.
On a horse. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
I think that's where that hyphen is.
All right. We know him well enough to divine those tea leaves. Hi, everybody. Welcome to TMS. It is 9:02 a.m. Mountain Time Zone, the only time zone that matters on Thursday, May 7th, 2015. And it's me and Brian. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Scott. How are you? How's your Thursday so far?
Oh, it's just kind of here. I watched a bunch of historical documentaries on the treadmill this morning, and I feel very educated as I approach today's show. I feel like I know things I didn't know before.
Really? Okay, tell me something. Give me an example. What do you know?
Right.
What do you
all
know?
Right. Well, I
don't know much about history.
Yeah.
Don't know much biology.
Okay. And keep going with your song.
Don't know much about a science book.
That. How does it end, though? Let's see.
Don't know much about the French I took.
That's the one. And then?
Yeah. But I do know that I love you. And I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be.
Woo! All right. Sing it with us, everybody.
Send your money to ASCAP.
Yeah. Brilliant.
BMI.
I think we can get it's parody laws will cover us on that one.
That's right. That was parody. Yes.
So it's did you know before Ross Perot had the Ross Perot effect on the election year that featured Bush Sr. and Clinton Jr. there, or Clinton, just Clinton. And Clinton won that fight because Ross Perot came in and split the conservative vote. And a lot of people are like, well, if he hadn't have done that, Bush would have totally won that election.
Right.
I thought that was like one of the first examples, or maybe one of the most prominent examples of this. But no.
Really?
Little did I know that back previous to 1947, you could run for as many terms as you wanted as president. You didn't have to just stick with 2 and then you're out. That law or that amendment to the Constitution, which is the second or the 22nd Amendment, by the way. Listen to this. Look at all the things I've learned.
Look at you.
22nd Amendment stated that a president could not seek more than a second term in office. And that was not actually ratified until 1951. I was a little surprised that I had forgotten how kind of recent that is. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, no kidding. 1951. So
weird. So anyway,
which president was that? FDR? Cranky is saying
FDR was a year into his 4th term when he died. So in his case, yes, he almost did double presidency.
Wow.
But he's the only one that did. He's the only one that did more than 3 terms. And here's the Ross Perot bit. So back in like 1909, 1910, I think, his cousin Teddy Roosevelt, who had said after his second term he'd never run again, and he only served 7 years because he was VP when McKinley got shot, so he took over. So he was in for 7 years, and then he said, "That's it, I'm out." Then he got bored and said, "Nope, I'm coming back in." And the Republicans said, "F off, we don't want you back."
Yeah.
And he said, "All right, I'll run it as a new party. We're calling ourselves the Progressives, also some kind of Bullwinkle party, whatever the hell it was." And he comes in there and makes a huge splash, but only a big enough splash to completely decimate the Republicans' chances for winning, but not enough for him to win. 47% of the vote went to Woodrow Wilson, who won. So,
Wow.
Totally Ross Perot'd that thing.
Wow. Yeah, no kidding.
I didn't expect to learn that this morning. Anyway, treadmill.
That's what you do. That's what you do on the treadmill.
I do.
Here's what I do.
What?
I do brisk walk while I play Hearthstone. And then as soon as I finish a game, I ratchet it up to run, and I run as long as I can. And then ratchet it back down to brisk walk, play another game of Hearthstone, then ratchet it back up to run.
Yeah. And during the running bit, do you do anything during the running part? Do you listen to anything?
I listen to music. I'm listening to music the whole time.
Okay.
But I'm looking straight ahead and enjoying life.
Do you have your favorite? What is your favorite track or playlist or music you like to hear when you're on a treadmill?
All right, I'll tell you. It is a band called J Jams, JJAMZ, which is the stupidest name for a band, but it's the initials of the 5 members of the band, and it is Elizabeth. Oh, what's her last name? It's from the band vocalist.
Oh, right.
Elizabeth Berg. She's the Z in J Jams.
Okay.
And then it's a guy from Maroon 5 and another guy from another band and another guy from another band.
So it's one of these. It's like
supergroup kind of thing.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
But for whatever reason, that music just it is what I need at that time. I need something familiar, but I need something that is fast, something that I enjoy, and it's what
you crave.
What gets me through.
Okay. Well, here's a taste. This is something called Heartbeat.
Oh, is that the video you're playing?
Yeah.
That's a creepy ass video
I'm
too.
gonna skip ahead a little.
Yeah, that's not the song. There we go.
It's like some kind of 80s horror movie, this thing.
Yeah, it's like a creepy guy stalking a Z Berg is the woman in that video. She's just absolutely beautiful too.
Yeah, she's
and
lovely.
He's stalking her in a high school locker room and captures her, and basically she sings the song from like this red lit box.
Yep, because she's been kidnapped or whatever, or put into some kind of dungeon. That's an 80s ass looking thing they got going there.
It is. It totally is. And that song though is that's one of the ones in the list that I have to listen to because that's such a great song.
Well, do you know who I listen to when I...
Who do you listen to when it's not historical documentaries?
Well, I'll give you a taste of it. This is the music I like when I run. Let's give it a second here. Skip ahead a little. I like Disturbed.
That's not In Sync again, is it?
No, it's Disturbed. I like Disturbed. It's gotta be me. It's not the one I
It
do.
sounds a little bit reminiscent of, but yeah, now that I know it's Disturbed, yeah, totally is Disturbed.
Somebody yesterday said when I do that In Sync impression, I sound like some actor, and now I can't remember what it was. Dang it!
It's like Carol Channing. I can tell you right now who they meant. That's the actor that they're thinking of that you sound like.
Oh my gosh! Maybe there's something to that. All right. Anyway, none of that's neither here nor there. I gotta bring up a couple of things. First of all, I just want to give a shout out to the current Heroes of the Storm ringer. When I play with him, we automatically win. He is a win button. This guy, his name is Gorath. He played with us last week on the NVIDIA stream, and we decimated Scott Kurtz's team twice in a row.
Wow.
Decimated them like a freaking freight train, just destroyed their souls. And then he's since played with us a couple of times just against randoms, and we are destroying fools. So Gorath is the guy you want to play with. He's also a super nice guy and really humble and nice. So just wanted to give it a little shout out to
That's
him. Yeah.
such a different thing. It's usually if somebody is the master of their craft in an online game.
Yeah.
Well, not usually. I won't say usually because that's
Sure, you don't want to blanket it.
too
understand.
blanket statement, exactly. But sometimes, often you see that if somebody is the master at their craft in a video game, sometimes they, don't have time to suffer the fools that play against them.
Yeah, there's sometimes giant dicks. I'll just say it. But Gorath, not that. He's not that. He's a super nice guy, and I just wanted him to know that I appreciate our winning streak, and I can't wait to play with him again.
All right, tell me this. Give me a little miniature checklist. 3 items, right? 3 items on this checklist.
All right.
Let's say that I eventually do want to get to a place where I'm able to say, "Hey Scott, you got room on your team for me to just join you for a couple hours of playing Heroes?" And you say, "Yes. Have you done these 3 things yet?" What 3 things?
Okay.
So I know I need to be a certain level, right?
I like this. No, I like this. No, you don't have to be. You could play with me right away.
Okay.
So that's not a problem. Here's the thing with that game. When you are sub-level 40... Whoa. My headphones are... Sure, I got to get a new cable. Hold on. Freaking
Janky,
thing.
little janky action there.
Yeah, come on. Don't do this to me now. It's somewhere in the middle of the cable. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Okay, here's your checklist. Ready?
Okay, ready.
The game requires you to, when you first get in, you don't have access, when you play a new character, you don't have access to their entire arsenal yet. You have to, stuff is blanked out as you level up. Once you hit level 5 with that character, because there's a account leveling, which is like your overall leveling,
right?
And then your characters, each character that you may own, buy, or try has its own level as well.
Okay.
And
all right.
you have to hit level 5 on those to unlock their entire arsenal of potential
All their different
things you can
attacks.
choose. Yeah.
Sure.
As you go through the
buffs or
game.
whatever.
Yeah, they're basically abilities that unlock as you level through the match. Because the match, think of a match in the game as like an entire lifetime of a World of Warcraft character, but compressed down to 20 minutes. So
Gotcha.
you at level 5 you get new stuff, and they call them tiers. At level 10 you get new stuff. Actually, you get your ultimate moves at 10. If you get as high as 20, you have some pretty amazing stuff. So as you go, you level up, and then you get these abilities. So you'd want to take that character out on some cooperative missions, play it, to not only get used to the character and understand how it works, but also get it kind of leveled past that 5, so you have access to everything. I would say that would be number 1. Number 2 would be get in there and play practice rounds where you can kind of control. You can actually say, level me up a bunch of times so I can see the higher level stuff, or send minions on their way, or reset the towers. Or you can basically just have a little sandbox. Go do that with different kind of characters so you can get a feel for what you like first.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, I didn't know they had that.
And that's even for characters you don't own or you're thinking about buying. You can try anything out you want to try. And the point of that is, obviously, you get the feel for something and decide, I think I would like to play Jaina Proudmoore, or I'd like to pull Abathur out and do him or whatever. Sounds dirty. But anyway, that'd be number 2, is just mess around in there, okay? So actually, it's the other order. Mess around in practice, find something you think you might like, take it into cooperative, level them past 5. Third thing is play. Woo! Play!
Well, that's easy.
It's
Jeez.
simple.
That's
Simple,
the shortest
pimple.
of the 3.
And it is easily my game du jour right now. I freaking love it. Played last night. I play it at least some every day. I have to. I just love
Play
it.
Hots every day.
I just love it. It's really, really good. Oh, and players of Heroes of the Storm will be mad at you if you call it HOTS. There's a
never
fourth
call
thing.
it HOTS, yeah,
Yeah,
right.
they want you to call it Heroes. That's what they want you to do. I'm not that picky, but
I'm going
like,
to call that half a check box. It's on my checklist. It's going to be item 3.5.
yeah,
Never call it HOTS.
honorable mention right there.
Yes.
Now this
All
guy.
right.
Now, if you want to play like Gorath, this dude literally owns every character in the game, and has, I don't know, 50,000 gold or some crazy number. He's insane. But I've got probably 10 heroes or something, and I'm level 30, so I'm not even like max level yet. Max level's 40 on the account, but I play like a level 40. That's right, you heard me. I do pretty well. I hold my own, and I end up scoring. I end up doing really well for my team. So that's the other thing I'm really enjoying, is I'm actually really good at this game, and that makes me happy.
Right.
Because I suck at Hearthstone, I suck at certain kinds of games, but this game, I don't know what it is. It's clicking with
All
me.
right.
Anyway,
Cool.
those are
I'm
your
in.
3 things. Your 4
These
things.
3 things I can do. I can complete these 3 things, Scott.
Yeah. Here's the funny bit. You know how I love ranged? I don't like melee. It's not
Yeah.
my thing normally.
In WoW, right?
In WoW or most fantasy games, just not my thing. I don't like playing guys with swords and shields. However, my favorite characters right now are all sword and shield kind of guys.
Huh.
I like Thrall a lot, but he's got to get right there in the fray. He's all melee. He's got a big hammer. I like freaking what's his name, Tyrael from your Diablo 3, and he's all up in your face with the close range. So anyway, it's weird how I've kind of flipped on that. I also like the range characters in there, but I guess my point is, since you're kind of used to your rogue lifestyle,
Yeah.
maybe you'll go ranged. Who knows?
Might be, yeah, because I do like to mix it up, and I like to, there's some things. I think I played a ranged character in Star Wars, the Star Wars MMO.
Yeah. Here's fifth thing. Fifth on your checklist, or
right.
4.5.
Fourth, because this will be after 3.5.
Right. Okay. Fourth thing is get in with some people for some of those co-op matches, because it's a great place, because that's against computer, first of all, so things aren't quite as crazy. And secondly, we can say things like, all right, on this map, you've got to go for the tribute when it pops because that's
see, I like
important.
that. Yeah.
Like you need somebody to kind of just explain those mechanics, but there will be a thing where it goes click and you'll go, oh, this is now my favorite thing of all time. That's kind of what happened to me. Anyway.
Cool. I might actually just Civ just messaged me in Twitter and said, "Hey, we're probably going to play some Heroes right after Raid tonight." So that might be my little time in there.
Yeah, stick around and do a match or two or whatever. It's just it's so much freaking fun.
All right,
I have not. Let me put it this way: I have not had this kind of competitive fun since my early Quake 1 and like Unreal Tournament days. Like way back in the day when I used to play in an office LAN and we just played all night and all that kind of stuff. This is that again, that kind of feeling, the emotions I get, the cravings I have for it. Like it's not been like this in a long time for me. So
cool.
There you go. And all you League of Legends, Dota 2 people, just shut up. I tried your games. I don't like them. I tried
one. I tried the free one. What was it?
They're both free.
Oh, then I tried maybe League of Legends.
Yeah. Yeah, I hated it.
Probably the one I played, yeah.
I didn't like it at all, and I really don't like Dota 2, and I really like Heroes, so I don't know what special sauce is happening here, but it's totally working for me. Finally, one quick note before we call Daryl here. I had to share this with you because it cracked me up. A Florida man,
Florida man
he
does everything.
Including robbing an elderly woman, and then got stuck in an elevator with her. So he went into the elevator.
So he robbed her first?
Yeah.
Or
he went to the elevator, stole her bag, and then got stuck in the elevator with this woman for an extended period of time. A 77-year-old woman in an elevator. He took out a knife and everything. So he had a knife. He's totally demanding her purse. Oh, come on, Cable. Don't do that. Demanded her purse, and she complied. Okay, she said, okay, here's my, please don't hurt me, young man, basically. The man turned to leave, but walked right into the elevator doors and then waited for them to open and fled. So he kind of got stuck in there, just standing there with his lady. There's a video if you click the link. This is totally worth seeing. There's no audio. I'm going to bring it up here. See if maybe there is audio now. No. Okay, it comes in, has a knife. Give me your purse. Okay, great. Turns around. Oh, slams into the door, pushes the button. It won't open. He's stuck.
Oh my gosh.
She's yanking on his arm.
I love seeing him bash his head into the elevator.
So now he's like, give me some of that. She wants some of that stuff back. So now he's like, hold on, let me get in there. So what's he pulling out there? What's he got? I can't tell. Okay, finally the door's open. Okay, now I can steal your bag. All right, see you later.
Right, I'll zip the little thing open. And
then he says shush to her again. You dude, this is a nice 77-year-old lady. You're such a jackass. F that guy. It's a pretty funny video, though. Made me laugh.
And she's leaning out there.
Yeah.
Hey, hole!
You suck! I hope you like my $2.50 and that tampon that's in there. All right, we're going to call Daryl now. Ain't nothing you can do about it.
Nope.
It's coming. It's happening. Hold on. Where is it? It's happening. It's happening.
What?
All right, here it is. Join us now for Stump a Trek Nerd, brought to you by.
Are you going to Nerdtacular?
Yeah, I'm totally
Did you
going.
pre-order the Life Engineered on Ink shares? If you answered yes to both of these questions, find me at N15 to get a free gift to say thank you for your support. If you haven't pre-ordered yet, go to jfdubeau.com/tadbooks and follow the link. If you have pre-ordered but won't be at Nerdtacular, don't worry, I still love you. Thanks, Tadpool.
Yay! Daryl, you there?
Oh, yes.
Good. I'm tiptoeing on ice today because of this stupid cable. It keeps just bare. If I move it all in the middle of this cable, it shorts out. Freaking just today. I don't know what's going on. All right, Daryl. Hi. Good morning. What's going on? How are things?
Quit talking about that cable.
Yeah.
Nobody can hear it but you.
Yeah, only me. I shouldn't talk about technical issues.
What?
All right, I have something for you though. I'm gonna play something for you. Ready for this? Check this out. This is someone sent this in just for you. Here you go.
This is Ricky from way up north in New Hampshire. I'm really digging the MASH trivia, a little break from the Star Trek stuff. I think that for a little while, maybe you guys should try having Daryl ask questions and Stump Scott as the Futurama or Simpsons nerd. I think that would be really cool and give it a little change of pace. Love the show, though.
So what if we did a week where Daryl asked me, let's say, as an example, Futurama trivia, which I know really well, or Brian, music or some other thing of his interest.
Music or
Right, something you're really into.
Star Wars or comic books.
Survivor trivia.
anything.
Survivor trivia. That's what it
We've
should be.
tried that with Ice Swarm on the on Current Geek, and that did not go well.
Oh, that's right. You didn't score very well that day.
Yeah, I did Survivor one time, and then Spice Girls another time, and
Yeah, that didn't go well.
I think there was a music one.
Way to get you back on there anyway. But anyway, an idea like that's not so bad. Daryl, what do you think of that?
There's too much Survivor to do that, but I like the Futurama one.
Well, the
Yeah.
point of it would be that you wouldn't have to do much work. We'd still make Mike gather all his crap. You'd just be
Right.
the one feeding it to us. So you wouldn't have to do anything.
Oh, well, then I'm open to whatever.
Yeah, you'll.
Yeah. Give me the questions.
Trivia.
Yeah, why not? When playing Heroes of the Storm and you have Gorath on your team, who will win? You will. All right, Daryl. Let's play a game here called Trivia for Daryl. It's Star Trek trivia. Today's Next Generation time, and it's clip time too. So we play a clip, then you tell us what it's from. Here's the clip, and you're going to tell us which episode it's from. Here you go.
Are you hungry?
Hungry, thirsty, exhausted.
All right, that's a short one. That's all you get.
I feel like we've played that one before.
We have.
Have we played that as like a foodie segment or something?
Yeah, there's some. I think there is a food. Let's see. Actually, I can tell you.
Are you hungry?
No.
Let's have some breakfast.
No.
Are you hungry?
Can you eat
Hungry,
Oh, there it is.
thirsty,
Yeah, there we
exhausted.
Yeah, I totally have that clip. That's funny. Okay.
go. Hungry, thirsty, exhausted. Need Lieutenant Yar,
Beverly.
treaty, antidote, 4 lights.
Oh my gosh, I love that. All right. So what do you think? Is it In Theory? Is it The Inner Light? Is it Family? Or is it Emergence? That's In Theory, The Inner Light, Family, or Emergence. Some of those sound like TV shows. Well, some of them are. Inner Light is like a daytime soap, right?
That's the guiding light.
Oh, Guiding Light.
Yeah, but there was a show called Family.
Okay. Was there In Theory?
Starred a young Christy McNichol and Quinn Cummings.
Wow. You knew that off the top of your head.
I did. I remember watching that when I was a kid in the 70s.
Wow. You're so too busy for Knight Rider. No
Right.
problem fitting that
Plenty
one
of time.
in.
Well, as again, I was at the mercy of what other people were watching in the house.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
I understand. Emergence. I'm thinking of Emergency, and In Theory is like in Big Bang Theory. So they're all ringing a bell for no dumb reason. So it's In Theory, The Inner Light, Family, or Emergence. Those are your options. I want you to think real hard about them because today we come back with this.
What's a foodie?
Oh, damn it. The wrong order. Hold on.
Are you hungry?
Aren't you hungry?
What's a
It's
foodie?
been so long I did it backwards. Okay, we have
Has
a
been a long time.
whole bunch of Oreos. Oh, I haven't opened this yet. At least I assume that's what's in my box.
Well, not a whole bunch. 2 containers.
Okay.
But they, Oreo's reduced size boxes here, which is very interesting because it's not like they took down the width of the bag. They just reduced it maybe about
Oh,
2/3.
weird.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before. That's really strange. Okay. Well, once again, Mary
Weird Tigger.
Heidenberg, Weird Tigger 27. Do I have that right? That number? It's
Yes,
written- Okay. She has sent us both cotton candy flavor Oreos and red velvet Oreos. The red velvet, I cannot wait for this because I'm guessing
Yeah.
the cookie part's the red velvet part, right?
The cookie part's red velvet, and then the frosting in the middle is cream cheese,
Oh my lord.
which I think automatically makes it the first one we do.
All right.
I'm really worried about the cotton candy. I mean, we'll eat it, but I'm guessing that is going to taste like just straight sugar.
Like a sweet bomb, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Daryl, you got these, right?
Yep.
Okay. Good. I just realized we should
The
ask.
red velvet one makes me want to sing a song.
I'm going to make
Red velvet
I'm-
and that pretty boy smile.
I'm going to make a...
Is that the song you were
Is that the
thinking?
one?
That's the one.
Okay. Making a prediction. You ready?
Yeah.
These are going to... I'm smelling it. I guarantee these are going to taste identical to normal Oreos. At least the cookie part is no different. They just dyed it a little bit red. Smell that.
Oh, you think?
It smells like a damn Oreo, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe the filling in the middle makes some difference, but I'm telling
does.
you. Smells like an Oreo. All right. Here we go. Let's do it. Ooh. Ooh, that's good. That's really good.
I like that better than a regular Oreo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they should replace the regular ones with this.
Yeah, for sure.
Call it new Oreo, and then 6 months
And
later
it'll be
change
a-
it to
yeah,
classic,
a
do
rebellion.
classic Oreo. Yeah.
Classic. Right. Mhm.
Yeah, Oreo classic. That's freaking good. Wow, dang it! Like I need this in my life.
B4Tanko clarifies that red velvet is just chocolate cake with a shit ton of red dye, so pretty much Oreo flavor.
Is that true? Is that true? I didn't know that.
I think so. Yeah.
No, what's the point of that
There's
then?
a little bit of a different flavor to red velvet cake than just regular chocolate cake.
Yeah, I think so. Oh my gosh, that's good. Sorry, people at home, trying not to masticate in your ear, but I got some water here.
That was good.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I need more of those. I really don't need that in my life. I'm going to put that way over here so I don't get tempted.
Mark my words, people. Consumed by the time raid is over tonight.
Oh no.
for Scott Johnson.
I can't do that. I can't. I want
One entire sleeve row of that will be consumed by the end of raid in the
Let's see.
Scott Johnson
A
household.
sleeve row, which is a little shorter in this case, that will constitute a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Oreos. If that's true, I will have consumed 7 Oreos. That's
Yes.
It
the sleeve.
only has 14 or no 21 in it.
well, it's got 7 per row. At least that's what the count of the one row is.
Serving size 2 cookie servings per container, about 10. Wow.
All right. I've never even heard of this size thing. Maybe they're doing all the limited editions like this.
Maybe.
Huh.
New fun size.
I just
I
read
get
something wrong. At the bottom corner, it says sealed, and it says slit appears when opened. I read shit appears when opened. This is sealed. Shit appears when opened. All right. Anyway,
Scott does slit shaming.
yeah, slit shaming. Schlit. All right, Daryl, what's going on today in Trek history? Anything?
Oh, yeah, a couple things.
All right.
Back in 2009, Star Trek, the movie, was released in the U.S.
Oh, the motion picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The latest thing. Well,
Oh,
2009.
the J.J. Abrams one. yeah.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
The newer motion picture.
You know, we don't do that anymore. We don't title movies such and such the motion picture anymore.
no,
Did we
because-
ever, except for that one?
Well, let's
Because
see.
I thought that was
Yes.
dumb even then.
Movies with
Yeah. That's
motion.
not the only one. There's something, the motion picture.
it's,
Of course, it's a motion picture. It's a movie.
Sex in the
Why-
City, the motion picture.
here's something in 2005. Air, the motion picture.
Yeah, it's a documentary about air, isn't it?
Nope,
That's
it's
the most exciting documentary ever.
It's an anime film, it says here. And it's highly rated, actually. Did all right. Let's see. I'm trying to find any others. Oh, there are not many. Star Trek
Wow.
the Motion Picture is number 1.
Is
On
this
this
on
list.
IMDb? You're doing the search?
I'm just doing a Google search.
Oh.
But I wonder if... Oh, yeah, that'd be a good idea. Actually search for an IMDb. Let's see. The Motion Picture. Ah, gosh, I can't type.
There's
Picture. Yeah, we got, wow.
Tekken, the motion picture in 1998.
Okay.
Hamburger, the motion picture from 1986.
Crimson, the motion picture from 2011. Shade, the motion picture from 2013.
What's one from 2007 there, Scott? I can't quite read that
I
one.
think that one might say Sperm, the motion picture. Miami, the motion. Okay, there's a bunch.
Yeah.
There, but
Ace the Zombie. A lot of them are video games, though, right? It's
Yeah.
like video game adaptation,
yeah,
the motion picture.
yeah, that's true. So I don't think any had the prominent. We can say this: Star Trek: The Motion Picture had the most prominent use of that in the title. That I think we can feel safe in saying.
Yeah. But there have been stuff like the movie, right?
Yeah,
Something the movie.
Something the movie, but usually it's like almost a comedy though.
It is like Airplane, the movie.
Right. And I can't think of any off the top of my head. Something the
Yeah.
movie. Oh well, they're all movies in the end.
Batman, the movie.
You want to be
That
in
really
the
was. The one we watched for Film Sec was and Jackass, the movie.
but motion picture such a dumb. It's like
It is.
it's pictures in motion. Like it's such a 1920s.
It's such a old-fashioned term.
You know, one of
Oh,
these
they're-
days we'll add sound to our motion picture. It's just so
Yeah.
old.
Do they have any that are the talkie?
Yeah, like the talkie. Star Trek, the talkie. All right. Well, back to Daryl the talkie. Daryl, what do you think of this question? It's kind of hard, I think, given
I do too.
the options. I don't think any of this is easy.
In theory, inner light. It's not inner light because I'd remember that line from there.
Maybe throw some flute playing, right?
Oh, was that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right. That's a good one. Love that one. As episodes go, still, I think my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think it's family. Can you play it again? Because now we're 20 minutes away from when you first played it.
Here you go.
Are you hungry?
Hungry, thirsty, exhausted.
Okay, he's hungry, thirsty.
Smelly, maybe a little.
Smelly.
Oh,
A little
maybe
gamey.
it is inner
Itchy.
light.
Itchy. Just naming all of his little...
Crusty,
yeah.
sleepy, dopey, sneezy, bashful.
Horny. I'm horny, Beverly. You make me horny. Oh my gosh. All right.
Maybe it is inner light because he was all those things.
Well, yeah, but didn't he spend the entire time in... I don't know how it went. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I was in another
He
reality.
spent his whole life on this planet.
Right, so when was he talking to Beverly about it?
Was that Beverly?
Yeah.
I thought that was just some lady.
Well, let me double check. Let's play it again.
Are you hungry?
Hungry,
Oh, maybe. I thought that was Beverly Crusher.
I don't think so. Although
Good.
it does kind of sound like her.
Yeah, doing doctor stuff, you know? Do you have an appetite? Oh, that's him.
Well, I was going to say emergence, but now I think I'm going to go back and say the inner light. Oh, I think I'm being tricked here, but I'll fall into the trap and let myself be eaten.
All right. Getting to get eaten, are you?
What?
All right, here we go then. Let's find out if you're right. Is it the inner light? Oh.
Congratulations.
No, you get it.
You're a winner.
You got out of the trap. The inner light. Picard is scanned by a probe, and he lives an entire lifetime in the span of a few minutes. It's actually like 25 minutes, I think. His wife is in this. His wife in this lifetime asks him if he's hungry. So it was his wife, not Beverly Crusher. Although Beverly Crusher would one day become his wife. Spoilers. Daryl, good job. You did it. You are the Trek Nerd on Twitter. Also at This Week in Trek, ThisWeekinTrek.com, and the Grumpy Cast. And now he'll play a game with us that's probably an actor who was either in Star Trek or not.
But first, that lady that you were, what was it at the beginning of all this?
I don't know.
No, actually, it was before this.
Oh.
Oh, never mind. It was
lady
Catherine.
in the elevator?
Yeah, no. What lady in the elevator?
I thought you were listening.
I like that you said lady in the elevator, and you went, yeah, lady. No. Like, what made
What
you say,
lady?
yeah?
The Florida man who robbed the elderly woman in the elevator.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't her.
Okay.
But Scott was talking in some voice or something.
Oh.
And you said it was
Carol Channing? Oh, okay, yeah.
Catherine Hepburn is who I was thinking.
Oh, see, I was thinking of George Clooney's, or who's the one that goes, "You look great, you look swell, you got the whole world on a plate." That's who I was thinking of. Who's that?
It's the B-52s.
No,
it's Fred Schneider.
You got me a Chrysler. It seats about 20. I don't know who that is. I can't think of who that is. But anyway, what was the
I know
voice
who you're talking about? Yeah, it's shoot.
But what was the voice I was doing?
Y'all look great. Y'all look swell. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Shoot. Ethel Merman.
Ethel Merman.
Thank you, chat room.
Ethel Merman.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that works too.
Yeah, I was thinking of Rosemary Clooney, but that doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
All right, whatever. What was I doing in the first place, though? What was my thing that sounded like something?
It's gonna be man.
Oh, it's gonna be.
Oh, man, you old poop.
You old poop. All right, now it's all making sense. All right, now it makes sense to us. What the hell? What do you got there?
Okay, forget all that.
All right.
Was this actor ever in Star Trek?
Okay.
Dave Bautista.
Oh, I can't imagine. It'd have to be one of the movies.
It'd have to either be one of the new ones or maybe like a stuntman in Enterprise or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I mean, The Rock was in. He's a wrestler too. The Rock was in Voyager.
He is a wrestler.
He's the wrestler.
Plato was also a philosopher.
So I don't think. I mean, Batista's a little older, but I don't think he goes back as far as like he'd be around during Voyager's time as a guy you'd hire.
Right.
So it'd have to be Enterprise if it's anything. And I swear I'd heard of this before.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But then again, why would Daryl pull that out of the sky?
Because he was in Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's kind of a space movie. So why not have him in another space thing?
Yeah, I don't know. It's something funky about
It
this.
is a weird name to pull right out of a hat.
Yeah. All
Would
right.
you agree, Daryl?
I have nothing to say.
You have nothing to say?
What?
All right.
Get a little read.
Then we think that we're gonna say no. We're gonna say that he was not in Star Trek. Or no, are we saying he was in Star Trek?
We're saying he was not.
Okay, we're saying he's not. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you sure about that?
100%.
Yes.
Okay.
Now we're really sure.
Yeah, you should be, because he was never in Star Trek.
Oh. So what made you think of him? Just curious. How'd it come up?
Guardians of the Galaxy, yeah.
All right. That's a good movie. I like that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Say hurry up, make the next one.
Daryl spends many a day pondering Dave Bautista.
When do we get the next movie? Do we remember? Do we know when the next movie is? When is that? Guardians
The
2?
next Guardians?
Yeah.
2017, I think.
It's too long.
There'll be plenty of stuff between now and then.
I know, but I really want that soon. Like, why not next year? You slacker asses. Got nothing else to do. All right. Where are we now?
Television highlights of the news of yesteryear.
It is the news brought to you by
Chris at the Weekly Bleep congratulates his co-host Marcus on the birth of Vienna, Marcus's first child. Come listen and then complain and wonder about being dads at theweeklybleep.com.
The Weekly Bleep. Goodbye, public emotions. A Tokyo hotel, of course this happens in Japan,
Of course.
is now offering crying rooms. It's where you find out a dude is a lady is a dude.
I know all there is to know about the crying games.
Dude, I love that movie. And I may have really liked that song by Boy George.
Yeah,
He was on
It's
his
a
own,
cover.
though, right? Wasn't? Oh, it is?
it is a cover. Yeah, the crying game was originally Petula Clark, maybe? All right, I'm looking it up. It was Brenda Lee.
Okay, well, here's Boy George doing it. Let's see. We'll compare them.
Okay.
That song is very... You know why I think I like it? I just realized it. Why does that ring with me? Because it sounds like Twin Peaks.
Yeah, that surf guitar,
Yep.
Yep.
Same-
Wayne Eddy, Dick Dale style guitar there for sure.
Totally.
Yeah.
And that other song by that guy where he's writhing around on a beach with a lady in the black and white. What's that?
Chris Isaac,
Isaacs?
Wicked Game.
Wicked
sure.
Game's got the same thing going. I really that appeals to me. It just hit me suddenly that whatever that is, that totally. Here we go. Let's get him singing. I don't want to get in trouble here from the MCA. Okay, say something, Boy George.
I know all there
Is to know. Okay, so there's him. Now, who's the other lady you said?
Brenda Lee did the original.
Brenda Lee. Let's see what she has to say about it. Here we go. Oh, it's very different.
I know all there is to know about the crying game.
Whoa, she went way down.
Yeah. Well, same thing. Same thing that same melody as Boy George.
That's true.
They drop further than the original note.
She has a huskier voice than he does.
She does, yeah. She's what was it? Sorry, was that her? No, Always on My Mind. She was the original singer of
really?
Always on My Mind too.
You're
And I'm
always
sorry.
on my mind. That one?
Yep. The one that Willie Nelson, Elvis Presley all had big hits with.
Wow.
And then she did the I'm sorry, so sorry.
She was really sorry in that song.
She really was.
Well, this Tokyo hotel is now a place you can go to cry.
That was a tangent, right?
Yeah, it totally was.
Wow.
If there's anybody out there claiming to have never cried in public before, you're lying to yourself and the world. Really? I don't think I have, unless I was a kid. Well, that's not true. I kind of got choked up at Nerdtacular 2012 with that kid,
you
that
did,
kid
yes.
with cancer sent us an email.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking down in tears at a moment's notice is basically a regular part of life these days, especially if you're living and working in a big city. Many New Yorkers have designated cry zones. What? I guess they have their own. Bodegas to pop into, and particularly busy street corners where they can cry in relative peace.
I don't know if any of this is true.
I don't know if it all sounds like made up. But
Right.
E tells us it's true. Now, a hotel in Tokyo is setting out to change all that. You are meant to go into these rooms. They are specifically targeting women for some reason. I assume they're being sexist and think only women share their emotions. Anyway, basically, they're designed to let people who need it to release their crying in peace. The room is set up, goes so far as to encourage the crying. The hotel room equipped with sad movies like Forrest Gump, luxury tissues, eye makeup remover, and even steamed eye masks to depuff after your session is through. No word on whether a concierge will arrange for photos of your old boyfriends or childhood pets to be brought in. So you can bring your own stuff, though. It says the special runs through the end of the summer, and they offer the crying rooms at a relatively low $83 a night, which is a pretty good investment for what. If I was going to Japan, if I was in Tokyo, I would totally try to get a night at one of these places just so I could talk about it on the show.
We're going next month, so
Brian.
I don't know if I want to go to the crying room hotel.
You gotta
That's a lot
go.
of work to like move our stuff from one hotel to go here for one night.
That's a good point. But if the rates are super low,
that's true. I suppose we could always just go in and say, "Could I see one of these crying rooms?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want to like get a good look at it.
Let's see. The Netsui Garden Yotsuya.
Damn it. Headphones, stop making that sound. I'm going to kill the headphones. What else?
Let's see the photos here. I'm just looking to see if if they have pictures on one of the other articles about what the crying rooms look like.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Big sad dog eye
Right,
on the wall.
exactly.
Yeah.
No, they just mostly have pictures of of people crying, and then one of them inexplicably has a picture of Pikachu. I don't know why.
Oh, that's good. Well, I mean, wouldn't you?
Well, sure. Yeah.
It makes me cry.
Yeah.
Pikachu, I choose you. Joss Whedon on claims that feminists chased him off Twitter says that is, and I quote, horse shit.
Well.
Yeah. I have a funny anecdote to this story I'll tell you about in a second. But anyway, Joss Whedon took down his Twitter account. Speculation, of course, ran rampant. It was widely assumed, or people were spreading the talk, that it was because feminists are attacking him over Avenger 2's portrayal of Black Widow. This is all not true. According to an interview done on BuzzFeed, did it by phone. He says, "This is horseshit. Believe me, I have been attacked by militant feminists since I got on Twitter. That's something I'm used to. Every breed of feminism is attacking every other breed, and every subsection of liberalism is always busy attacking another subsection of liberalism because, God forbid, they ever band together and actually fight for the cause." Ooh, zing. His mom, by the way, was a notable feminist. I saw a lot of people say, well, the social justice warriors destroyed one of their own. It's like, nope, that didn't happen, he continued. I saw someone tweet it's because the feminist frequency pissed on Avengers 2, which for all I know they may have. But literally the second person to write to me to ask if I was okay when I dropped out was the feminist frequency founder, Anita Sarkeesian. He's just sick of Twitter, he says. The least quiet place I've ever been in my life. He praises feminists for standing up to bullshit on Twitter and admits to frustration at being accused of misogyny for not living up to feminist litmus tests, judging by his own commitment to the cause. Anyway, he went on later to say, I need to write. I need to focus. Twitter is a huge distraction. It was loud and annoying, and I'm sick of it, and I don't want to deal with it, and I need to get work done. That's basically it. I want to get work done.
So let's say you get sick of Twitter. Let's say you, Scott Johnson, get sick of Twitter.
Yeah.
Do you delete your account, or do you just delete, quit launching TweetDeck, quit notifications on your phone, move the app to another folder on your phone, something like that?
This is why I got a little addendum here. Last night, talking to Scott Kurtz while we were playing Heroes of the Storm, a fantastic video game everyone should be playing. And he and I were chatting about this very thing, and he said he deleted. I said, what are you talking about? And he goes, I deleted all the apps, the Twitter apps for my phone. I deleted Facebook on my phone.
Oh wow!
And I deleted the software stuff that I would have had on my computer. And I said, well, why? And he says, I read that article, and I realized I have the same problem. I don't get creative work done because I check Twitter too much. It's not that people are giving me crap, or that it's not even that I tweet too much. He said it's that I check it too often. And if you add up all that time, it's kind of horrible if you add it up and look at it. So I did something last night that I thought I would just kind of test from that point until this morning, which was this app, and I forgot the name of the app because I've already gotten rid of it. But it's an app called Well, anyway, it tracks how often you're using your phone and what you're using it for.
Okay.
Like Quit literally will say, here's the app you checked this many times during the day. And that equated to so much time. The only problem with that app is it kills your battery, just eats your battery up.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, no kidding.
But I wanted to test it overnight just to kind of see, or from yesterday evening and throughout this morning. And sure enough, I check Twitter way too often. And if you compound the time and start adding it up throughout the day, it's kind of obnoxiously a lot. That's like you might spend an hour a day or more that could have been productive time just checking replies and look what Hudson's name said and all this kind of stuff. So
it totally makes sense. I have TweetDeck open, so I've got this program. What's it called? Moom, MOOM on my computer.
All right.
Love this thing.
All right.
And what it allows you to do is set default sizes for all of your applications. So Chrome and iTunes and all these other programs all open up in this big 3/4 of my screen area. And if I open up a new app, I can just hit a key combination, and it'll automatically resize to that size. Over on the right side, I've got in the top right corner, I've got things. Usually right now it's covered up by the IRC, textual. And then the bottom right corner is almost always TweetDeck. And I do find that if I just quit out of TweetDeck and not have that constantly up there, that constant churn of here's a new message. And I don't check it. It's not like I check it that often, but when I see a photo or something pop up over there, my eyes automatically draw to it. And it is so freaking distracting. And when I do close that, I get so much more stuff done.
Totally. So, and that's how so here's what I'm going to do. There's no way Twitter's an important part of
you need it.
Literally
it's a marketing
my business,
tool. It's a way to.
Yeah, I need it. We need it to be able to communicate with people. But I've got to cut back on its influence on me. And so I'm not quitting Twitter. Nobody's rage quitting anything. And I'm not going to delete my account by any means because you still got to use it. But I am going to drastically reduce its visibility for me. I'm just going to make it less of I don't turn notifications on because there's too many.
Yeah.
My phone would go crazy. But I'm going to toss the app. I don't need the apps. I'm going to have a designated time where I check replies. I'll have a way to tweet out things, but not be then going, all right, I tweeted something. Now let me check what the replies are. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time there. And I just think it'll help me. It does feel like this weird artificial noise, distracting thing where I could spend more time getting some shite done. So anyway, it was interesting. That whole thing is interesting to me. But look, he's a high profile guy. And of course, people are going to assume things and they're going to try to come up with reasons why he quit Twitter. And they're not going to believe what he says even after he says it. So
no, he totally quit because of the feminists. You can't take it.
Yeah, who cares about all that? Joss Whedon also
more Joss Whedon.
More Joss Whedon. Also in Joss Whedon news, it's Joss Whedon Day. We should have yesterday.
Thursday, Joss Whedon news.
Whedon's Day. He wanted Spider-Man to show up at the end of Avengers: Age of Ultron, and didn't get it to happen. He starred in guested on the Empire Magazine podcast and dished out on a few things that he wanted to see happen with the movie that never did. He says Whedon discussed some of his unfulfilled wishes for the film, like having Spider-Man and Captain America show up at the end. Let's see. Well, Captain America did show up at the end.
Captain Marvel is who.
Oh, Marvel. I'm reading America in my head. Okay, gotcha. At the end of the Avengers, they have kind of like a new team. We talked about that. Oh, is that a spoiler? Is that a spoiler?
Careful, yeah, that one I think.
I don't know if that's a spoiler. Not a new team. Let's say
we're not giving any specific names. So you're right. Never mind.
Yeah, they have stuff going on at the end, but I'm glad you stopped me because I could have gone too far there. He wanted Spider-Man to be one of those dudes there. That's all.
It's funny. I remember seeing somebody post a link to here's the stinger from the Age of Ultron, and it was this fake thing that somebody put together of Spider-Man hanging out outside a building while there's a guy doing window washing.
Yeah.
And he says, "Oh, you missed a spot," and then he swings off.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Yeah. But
someone made that up though. That wasn't real.
I think somebody was fan made. I'm pretty sure, and I didn't click on it until I found out for sure that it was fan made because I didn't want to get spoiled, and I wasn't.
I watched a little bit of the first Spider-Man movie from Sam Raimi the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's good at all. I think it doesn't hold up. I think at the time we didn't know any better, but I think it's kind of bad now.
Right.
I don't know if 2's any better or worse or what. But
I know 3's definitely not the best.
3's real bad, yeah.
Disco Peter Parker.
Yeah, that's not good.
Angry Disco Peter Parker.
What else is going on? Melissa Rivers. You familiar with her work?
I am familiar with her work. She's judgy. She's judgy on those fashion shows.
She really is. She's Joan Rivers' daughter. And man, old feuds die hard. Apparently, Joan Rivers had a lot of friends in Hollywood, but she also had a lot of foes. This include notably former Tonight Show host Jay Leno, who took over Johnny Carson's beef with a comedian. She has a legendary fight with Johnny Carson. And then a lot of the thinking is that Jay Leno just picked that right up.
Isn't that funny? Because, I mean, she used to sub in for him all the time.
Well, so what happened. That documentary on Netflix, I don't know if it's still there, King of Late Night or whatever it's called. Mm-hmm. Really, really good. Totally worth seeing if you have any interest at all in that whole world. But Johnny Carson really liked her, helped her become a huge name, had her on all the time, and then had her guest host, like he said. And then one day, she makes a deal with Fox for her own show and doesn't tell Johnny. Mm-hmm. He had no knowledge of it. He found out in the news that she was starting this Fox talk show, and which would compete with his thing. And because she never talked to him, he just disowned her completely. Never talked to her again.
Wow.
Yeah, they
really?
Never spoke until the day he died. That was it. Even the day he died. Yeah, pretty crazy.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, that seems logical.
So then I guess, I don't know why they think Jay Leno did that, but apparently it's kind of a problem. Anyway, Melissa Rivers, the Fashion Police star. Oh, wait. No, sorry. This is talking about her mom. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Melissa, age 47, opened up about the long-standing feud in an interview with Howard Stern, who gave the eulogy at Joan's funeral. Well, is that true? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
The one person, here's the quote, the one person I do not understand, and I mean this, I'm not coming from any weird place. Joan was genuinely miffed that when Jay Leno took over The Tonight Show, Jay carried Johnny's hostility and would not have her on The Tonight Show, Stern began. No one's better on The Tonight Show than Joan. So now here's an update. So supposedly Jay never had her on because Johnny wouldn't. So that's the theory. Mm-hmm. Here's the update.
That's a weird thing to put in a eulogy.
It is, right? It's very weird. In a statement to US Weekly, Jay Leno's rep tells us, what did I say, US? Damn it.
US Weekly.
Us Weekly. He made, that's more like a news
Don't
magazine.
give that thing, don't give that rag any more credit or any more than it deserves.
Yeah, that's a little too highfalutin sounding.
That's right.
If he made eye contact,
just like us.
Says if he made eye contact with her, he didn't recognize it was Melissa. He had done so. Had he done so, he would have come over to extend his condolences, his apologies if she was offended, but he did not realize it was Melissa. So
thanks, Jay Leno's rep.
It's nice to know everyone.
You've earned a paycheck.
Yeah, it's nice to know everyone acts like they're in 7th grade still as adults.
Right.
My
gosh.
gosh.
I didn't know that was you, Melissa.
Yeah.
The fact that you were standing probably closest to the coffin and probably sobbing the loudest. Yeah. I had no idea you were the daughter of the woman who passed away.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. I don't buy any of this. Plus, I don't get just this weird back and forth. Go on the Howard Stern show and go, I don't get why Jay doesn't like me anymore. And then Jay's like, I'm not even going to talk to you. I'm going to send one of my friends to tell you. Like, it's so 7th grade.
That's right.
All right. Well.
Hey, Rep. Could you go issue an apology for me?
Yeah. Listen, can you
You see this? You see this?
You hear about this?
Did you hear about what Howard Stern said about me?
I don't know what Joan Rivers looks like. You hear about her? You hear about this? All right, that's it for that. Squarespace.com sponsoring today's fine program. You like Joan Rivers? Well, why not make a website dedicated to her or whatever it is you're really into? If you're blogging,
Jay Leno.
Yeah, Jay Leno fans.
Jay Leno doesn't like.com.
As we get close to Dave's departure, which is like a week and a half away. Oh man, Dave.
Oh, right. I still need to go back and there's a couple things I want to see on Hulu that they've uploaded of guests he's had on there.
Yeah, I love Dave.
Is Bill Murray going to be the last guest?
If they don't, they're making a huge mistake.
Yeah.
I don't know though. They haven't said. I'm guessing they saved that as a surprise. Anyway, my point was. What was my point? Oh, Squarespace.com. Yeah, make a great new website.
If you need a website to help you remember what you were talking about.
Yeah, I clearly do. Then the best place for me to go is Squarespace.com. They have all the tools, templates, and design ideas I need to get done what I need to do. I really like my daughter's site. She keeps all of her photo work up there. She's gotten jobs based purely on people's impressions of her website, and she makes a really good first impression on there. Squarespace.com is the place. Use the trial. Try it out. No credit card required. If you decide to stay, please do, and use the code MORNING at checkout. That'll save you 10% on your account. That's MORNING, MORNING, at Squarespace.com. Do it today. All right. We got Wendy coming up. She's on dock for Therapy Thursday. That's coming up soon. On deck. What did I say, dock?
On dock.
Nothing's coming out right today.
It's all right. I don't mean to poke.
It's okay. Poke away. Someone needs to. We'll do that. Your calls, emails, and more all coming up. Before that, Brian brought some kind of song.
Sure. And I say everything correctly. Matt Palmer wrote in and said, "It's my birthday on the 8th, and I've been listening to TMS since its inception. So I figure it's about time to request a song. Would prefer a Hall & Oates song, but I will also gladly accept a good 80s power ballad cover of your choice as well. See you front row, Nerdtacular." Signed, Matt Palmer. We will see you there, and excited to see you there. And happy birthday.
I was sure,
tomorrow.
by the way, he was going this way.
The tender crisp bacon cheddar ranch.
I was sure that's what you were going to tell me because he would accept that.
It's early in the day, Scott.
I guess so.
That may be coming.
All right.
So Matt Palmer. So he wanted a Hall & Oates song, right?
Yeah.
And or an 80s power ballad. How about a power ballad covered by 80s superstars Hall & Oates?
Oh my gosh.
How about that?
How is that even possible?
How about a power ballad from the 90s? I think it was from the 90s, covered by Hall & Oates. It might have been early 2000s.
Oh my!
How about that? Could you take that? Could you handle that?
All I can say is,
You hairy horse hole.
I can't believe it.
So on their recent album, Do It For Love, Hall & Oates reunited. Daryl Hall's been doing a lot of solo stuff as a TV show. And I guess, John Oates has been doing his solo stuff as well. They reunited for a couple albums, the first of which, Do It For Love, included this cover of the New Radicals' Someday We'll Know. And it's kind of rare to hear covers by Hall & Oates. I've got tons of covers of Hall & Oates, but this is one of those rare covers by Hall & Oates. This is actually really good. And what's interesting about it is they share vocal work on this one. It isn't just Daryl Hall taking front position and maybe a watch out boy in the background from John Oates. This is a couple claps. This is them sharing vocals, and you'll be able to tell who is who on here. Someday We'll Know, originally by New Radicals, covered here by Hall and
Here's a cute new magic mushroom. Where's the old one?
This is it.
Smells like new.
This must be the old one.
Smells like new to me.
Airwick Magic Mushroom smells like new day after day for over a month.
Like new, like new, like new.
Magic Mushroom.
Oh, yeah? Well, your mom is ugly. You're ugly. Your mom is ugly.
The morning stream. Better than dog butt flung poo.
All right, we're back. Dog butt flung poo.
Forgot to mention, by the way, guest vocals on there even further by Todd Rundgren, in addition to Hall and Oates.
Oh, no, wait. Todd Rundgren. Give me a...
Todd Rundgren. Hello, it's me.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Those guys all
Singer
sticking
of Utopia,
together.
producer extraordinaire. The guy's produced so many hit albums that solo career kind of sidelines to that, but really, really good, talented musician.
I rather enjoyed it.
Yeah.
More than I expected, honestly. Like,
I know. It sounds better than it does on paper, right?
Mm-hmm, it really does. That song in particular, those guys doing it, like none of that. They add up to more than they are as their individual parts.
Right.
I really liked it. All right, let's get Wendy in here. See what's up with that. What's up with her? What's going on? See if I've got her little thingy here.
Yeah.
You know that one.
Yeah.
Still have that, of course.
Yeah.
I got this.
Meow.
I got.
Me.
I got.
Cat and chicken porn. My scruffy.
There's the other one. And
Wendy's old-fashioned hamburgers.
no, that's not Wendy.
Aw, poor Dave Thomas.
Old-fashioned hamburgers.
Old-fashioned hamburgers.
She's ringing.
Okay.
And she emailed me this morning and said, I'm all good. I said, all right. So
We're watching that light travel across the continents, across the ocean, over fiber optic cable. It's going shoom, shoom, connecting here like they'd show in those old 90s whenever they try to show technology. The little lights traveling on that fiber optic cable going shoom, bing, shoom.
You know, your Foley work really made the story better for me. I liked it.
Yeah, I would hope.
I meant to say this yesterday. So I'm wearing a shirt that I fell asleep in, and now I've worked out in, and will soon take off when I shower. But it's a World of Warcraft shirt that says, "How big is your sack?" Remember these?
Oh yeah.
Everybody got one of these at Nerdtacular at least a couple of years ago. And for some reason, they didn't sell very well for Blizzard, but I've always liked it, and they fit really well. And I don't really think about it when I wear it. But yesterday, I was out walking the dog and ran into a couple of neighbor ladies, very nice ladies, but they're a little older. Like one lady I think is like 62, other one's like 55, and they're both one's working in her garden and the other one's in her van, and I'm walking by with the dog. Oh, let us see the new puppy. This is so adorable. Blip, blip, blip. So I would come up and talk to them for a minute, and then invariably I would notice their eyes wander to my chest, where it says, "How big is your sack?"
Right.
And I would see them kind of go, "Yeah. Okay, well, have a good one." You know, like they just were. I could tell I've offended somebody, and now
Good seeing you.
yeah,
Bye.
I don't know what to do about it. Very nice ladies. Oh, Winnie didn't answer. Well, let's try it again. Might be a good time for me to save the show here. Hold on.
Save the sheer show.
Save the sheer show. Oh no, there's Wendy.
Oh.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi. How are you?
Hello.
Hello.
You must have not heard the first ring. Did you not hear the first ring?
I was right by my phone. That was weird.
Skype sucks.
Anyway,
It just
I
blows.
saw, and
Yeah.
then I answered.
And then you
Here
went.
we are.
And then you went that way.
Yeah.
Wendy Dunford, my sister, is on the line. She calls every Thursday, or we call her, and we talk about therapeutic things. She's an actual therapist, helps people every day, and for us, helps you on Thursdays with your various problems and issues. And a lot of great feedback lately about our last few episodes. I don't know why. It's not like we've done much different, but I think some of the topics we've been hitting have been hitting home for people.
I was a little mad last week.
Why is that?
Maybe people like that. I don't know. When I get talking about the objectification of women, I get a little ticked.
You get a little mad about that. I can see that. Yeah.
So maybe they like that. They like my feminist rage or something.
Well, you've always had it since I've ever known you. You've always had a bit of that going on, a little bit boiling under the surface. So you got to watch it. Don't walk by Wendy and say, There's
you
a-
throw like a girl.
Yeah.
That's the thing you never say to me.
Yeah. Or she'll
I
throw
will
like a
break you.
then she'll throw like a freaking MLB
Man.
pro and hit you in the face with the ball she's holding.
That's true. I will.
Here's the deal today. We've got a question from a listener. We'll just jump right into it, and it is interesting. I feel like we've hit this in some ways before, but definitely this one's got its own unique spin. So here you go. Hi, Brian, Scott, and Wendy. I would appreciate it if you don't use my name. Okay, we won't. Promise. I am 31 years old. I am a woman, and I find it really hard to socialize and make new friends. My question for Wendy is, how do I overcome my social anxiety and not second-guess my behavior when I'm meeting somebody new? It says, well, to be honest, this is a moot point right now as I am a hermit. I do not go out of my house besides work or groceries. Here's some more details. All right, so this is her trying to predict your questions.
Yes.
Number one, I come from a very traditional Asian family background where birthday parties / going out with friends, anything to do with spending money is viewed as wasteful both in time and monetarily. Is that a thing with Asians? Well, whatever.
I don't know.
It's a stereotype I was unfamiliar with. I thought they were just good at math. They all know karate. What else?
What else? Yeah.
I mean, we grew up with
What else is
Koreans,
there?
so we have our own ideas about what's going on. We called, I don't know if we told you this, Brian, but when we grew up, my mom would buy ramen noodles, right? Everyone gets ramen noodles, like crappy little 15-cent, garbage. And because we had all these Koreans in the house and they all wanted to eat it all the time, especially my brother Matt, who was the most authentically Korean because he came when he was still young enough to know the language, old enough to learn a new one. The term, everyone called it Korean soup. And to this day, I don't ever see it without thinking, oh, there's some Korean soup.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? It's a weird thing that we did that.
That is weird, yeah.
Yeah.
Totally not
Korean
Korean
soup.
at all.
Yeah, it's not Korean in the least.
I have gotten kimchi flavored. It's not cup of noodles, but it's a different brand. It's still a Marachi or whatever they're.
Nice.
And they make kimchi flavored ramen, and I really like
Is
that.
it
So
good?
See, that's like real Korean soup.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. That would fall under real Korean soup.
Yeah. You should have some of my brother's actual kimchi. It's disgusting, but good.
Oh yeah, sounds.
Yeah, it's good.
You've sold me, Scott Johnson.
It's gross, but not in a weird way. I can't explain it. It's very strange. Anyway, next bit. I have friends from my university days, but it's been a while and we have lost touch and drifted. Number 3. I have recently broken up with somebody who I had been with for 4 years. She was very disapproving of my friends I had, and one by one, because of her disapproval, I have distanced myself from them. I have colleagues at work who I am close to, but they have family, and most socializing I do with them are at work or at work functions. Finally, when meeting somebody new, I often feel like I am trying too hard and becoming overly friendly, borderline creepy, and I eventually just stop trying. I've decided that this is the year to take my life into my own hands and for me, try new things and stop being such a chicken shit, it says in the email.
Nice.
I just like a good excuse to yell.
By the way,
Chicken
in
shit.
Swedish,
Yeah.
that is not a swear word.
Really?
It's like saying crap, but let me tell you how they pronounce it. It's spelled S-K-I-T.
Skit.
And no, it's wheat. Which is like so fun to say. Oh,
Chicken wheat.
Hold on a minute. How are they getting wheat out of S-H or S-K-I-T? That's crazy to me.
Oh, people.
Right, it's
there
pronounced
are
wheat.
11 ways to spell the sh sound, and S-K is one of them.
Really? Okay. All right. It's crazy.
So say chicken wheat.
Chicken wheat. Chicken wheat. You're
That's
just
like chicken wheat.
That's
not right.
You are a chicken wheat. That's me saying someone's a chicken shit.
That's pretty good.
Says I have booked all my flights and we are traveling internationally to Salt Lake City for N15. Oh, that's very exciting.
Yay!
And I would argue, we can talk about this in a minute, but I would argue that's a giant step forward in the
Not leaving your house.
problem. Yeah. Anyway, and although I am scared shitless or skitless, wheatless. She's scared wheatless about meeting new people. I am excited to meet the three of you and all the producers at the Frog Pants Network. Hopefully, Wendy will have some tips and tricks for me to overcome my social awkwardness, and I look forward to shaking all of your hands. All right. Well, we do too. That's very exciting. We're super stoked to meet you. And just so you know, if you have any fears about coming here, don't, because people, this community is one of the nicest things you can ever spend time in. Like, everybody loves everyone. There's no weird scrutiny. Like, you're among friends. All right, Wendy, so what do you do? Where do you go? Where do you start?
Congratulations, 31. That's the year to take back your life. That's awesome. I'm really glad she mentioned a couple things. She kind of read my mind really well. Good job, lady. One being that most recent relationship where the partner was very discouraging of her friendships and sort of kind of isolated her a little bit. And that'll do it, right? So she gave some examples of some things that have kind of led her to this place. She obviously can still go to work and is social enough and whatever. But then the outside of work kind of life, your second life, your extra life, as you might call it.
Wow. Nice plug.
Is good job. That can be really, really stressful. And that's really the place where you should, or in theory, get, the balance for your life, get, where you can unwind, where you can feel safe and secure. And, happiness research is interesting, and you can find it all over the place. The Happiness Project, yada, yada. And always one of the main things we know about everybody when they're happy or not is that they feel like they can call someone and rely on them if they're in trouble, or they have, sort of someone to talk to. There's safe places to go, friends, basically, right?
Right.
In work or outside of work, but if it's only inside of work, and it never goes outside of work, there's that second half of your life that can be pretty lonely. So she's doing the right thing. You got to get out and you got to meet people, and that's hard, especially when you start to narrow down your experiences to grocery store, work, and home. It's sort of a reinforcing kind of vicious cycle, right? You go to the grocery store, and all of us have had weird experiences at the grocery store that sort of make us not trust humanity. You know those moments.
Sure.
And if that's your only exposure to other human beings, eventually that's, you may not want to go out at all. And she didn't mention anxiety in the agoraphobic specifically, like she's afraid of being outside. It sounds like it's mainly a social interaction kind of thing, right? Did I understand that?
Yeah,
correctly?
that's what I'm getting off of there, is that it's more of a interacting with people. It's not that you're because
like open spaces. Yeah. No.
Sure.
Right.
Those crowds or whatever.
Fears of crowds and different things. And so she didn't mention those things, but I did hear a terrible story recently about a person who's only gone out of their house 3 times in the last 15 years.
Oh my gosh.
And the most recent third time, she was walking along and fell in a manhole.
Oh.
And so, it's the whole like, oh, you should go out. It's safe. Oh, no, it's not.
Well, how did she know? How did she not see the manhole?
I don't know. 15 years, you've only been out 3 times. Maybe you don't know about manholes.
You think this is a love portal to heaven? Woo!
No, I mean, you can imagine you just didn't see it. Oh, that would be the worst.
And
then
you
try to convince her after that, like, no, really, you should try a 4th time.
Yeah. There won't be inexplicable holes out there that you won't see. Everything will be fine.
Okay, so agoraphobia is kind of a different ballgame, but it sounds like that's not what's happening. But she mentioned something interesting, and I want her to hear from you 2 nerds about your experience with when you meet somebody new. You guys seem totally comfortable with people, right? And maybe you are.
It.
Yeah.
You seem it, but tell us about how, when you're not, like, is it hard for you ever to just introduce yourself or keep a conversation going, or what social challenges do you find that you have? Because when people come to Nerdtacular, they see you up there super calm and collected. Mm-hmm. Scott does look like he's going to pass out the whole time.
Do I? I don't know. I try not to. I try not to.
You looked better last year because I think you ate dinner.
I had breakfast too, which is crazy.
Breakfast.
Yeah. It's insane.
But share a little bit of your experience, because I want to talk a little bit about normalize some of her feelings. So the thing that happens with a relationship that you get isolated in and you start to detach from friends, you have to start over. That's really daunting because your confidence is lower. You just ended this relationship. You're on your own, There's a lot of sort of hangups that can come with that and make it harder. So
there's 2
let's
things.
Start with normalizing.
Yeah. So there's 2 things that happen to me in a situation where, because there's 2 kinds of situations for me, and I'm very different with either one. So if it's a one-on-one experience where I'm meeting a new person for the first time and I don't know who they are, like if it's somebody, I don't know, we'll just say the example is, let's say it's somebody famous or something.
Yeah.
That's that has its own anxieties built into it because you feel like you're, am I gonna, who am I to them and blah blah blah. You can't have all that go in your head. But if it's just somebody who I'm gonna meet, a colleague or somebody I gotta do some work with or whatever, I don't have any problems with those things. In fact, something weird happens in me where I think it's either adrenaline or something chemically happens where I am on tap, I'm good, I can say all that I need to say, I can keep the conversation going, I don't feel nervous, I don't feel any of those things when it's one-on-one like that. When it's me up at Nerdtacular, even though I know everybody out there is happy to be there, thrilled to meet everyone, they want to meet me, I want to meet them, like there's all of these pre-connected good vibes, right? And there's no negative expectations. Still, I feel this enormous pressure to not disappoint anybody up there while I'm up on the stage. Now, this dissipates after the first day. Like it goes away, and by the end of that first day, I'm feeling pretty good and pretty energized, and things are good to go. But that very first day is very dreadful for me, at least those first minutes anyway. And I'm very nervous about it because I'm like, all right, so many people have come, so many people have sacrificed their time and their money and their effort and their whatever to try to be a part of this thing. And I'm second guessing everything. Did we do this right? Did we have this ready? Does that feel good when they're here? Do they see this thing and are they entertained by that? Like just constantly second guessing myself. And it's very, very hard. I wish I had the thing where I get with the one-on-one, which is this weird jolt of, it feels chemical to me, but like this jolt of whatever that is, like adrenaline or something like it that makes me just kick in and go and know what to say and bounce off the right things and know what to listen, know when to talk. Like that stuff I'm good at. And I don't know where that goes when I'm on a mic in front of, hundreds of people. I don't know what happens there. So those are my two kind of examples, I think.
Right. All right, Brian.
For me, it's almost exactly the opposite. Like in a crowd where I know people, where, even if I don't know everybody, as long as I know, a handful of people or some people, I have no problem, with anxiety or any sort of nervousness. Like Nerdtacular, a little bit of just stage fright kind of stuff, but that's about it. And that dissipates as soon as I step on stage. Like if I have to go and speak anywhere, as soon as I go up and actually stand on the stage, like if they let me into the room an hour before and I just go and I stand on the stage, I look out, I was like, oh, okay, piece of cake. But it is in a crowd of like new people where I don't know what it's not that I care about what other people think of me. I just don't want to look like an idiot.
Yeah.
So it's everybody's got their thing, and I feel like there's a few areas where I've got just enough knowledge to get by, and it's in situations like that where I had to go, like in December. Is a good example of this. Went out in December to a conference in LA for social media, using social media for with web design and setting up what are called authoritative sites, authoritative websites. And this is something that was sponsored by a client that I'm working with, and they said, oh yeah, we'll take care of it. We just want to fly you out there, have you learn it so that when you're working with our clients, you can use all this knowledge. And so here I am in a room with all these people who I'm just assuming know their crap way better than I do. And they're all entrepreneurs. And I feel like I just kind of fell into this entrepreneur thing with Coverville and with starting my own freelance business and stuff like that. Whereas these guys said, all right, I'm going to do a marketing plan and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Right. And so, getting to meet these people and even just kind of going up and walking into a group of people, very difficult for me because I don't know the icebreaker, the way to say, hey, I'm Brian Ibbett, and then just waiting for that awkward silence of like, okay, I'm going to go get a glass of water. Nice to meet you.
Right. Because you don't know what their temperature is. You don't know where their heads are at. Like they're an unknown
and I'm
quantity.
afraid of getting the questions like, oh, that's great. Yeah, are you using which spec of Java are you using on your site? I don't know. I clicked a button and Java ended up on my website. I'll go sit on the floor now.
Right.
And that's what worries. That's the thing. And once I get past that, I'm fine. The very first meeting with my crazy neighbor, as a matter of fact, we had moved in. We'd been living here for a while, and we saw him out in the front yard. And he says, "Hey, I'm Dave." I said, "I'm Brian. Nice to meet you." He says, "What do you do?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm a web designer." He says, "Oh, cool. Are you running what are you running your websites? Which architecture are you doing? To this and to this?" I can't go mow the lawn. See ya. And now we're like, great friends, and that's never, social issues is never an issue, but it's that first, encounter of like, all right, what things do I need to say that convey who I am without making me sound like an idiot if they, and invariably they will know lots more about certain things than I do.
I kind of want to get to where they know I'm an idiot. Like in a way,
that would take off so much pressure, right?
Like in the case of you, this is probably important to know. In the case of this neighbor Brian's talking about, those neighbors turned out to be kind of bonkers. Like they're the ones that are the weird ones. Brian's not the weirdo. They're the weirdos, and you accept them for who they are, and it's all great, and everyone's friends. Sure. But you call them the weird neighbors for a reason. They got some idiosyncrasies, whatever. They're weird.
I play a video game with 20 other people every Thursday and Sunday night where we talk online and chat while we play. I mean, there's things about my life that they can say, oh yeah, he's the weird neighbor, man. We just go out and drink and party and enjoy the Green Bay Packers. This guy plays video games online with people and talks to them while he's doing it.
Well, see, that's my entire point. Is I love that stage you get to in any kind of relationship, even if it's a very superficial, quick one of meeting somebody for the first time, where you can just get to the realness of it. Like, this is who I am. This is who you are, warts and all. Everyone's good. I don't have to.
This is my weird. What's yours?
Yeah, I don't want to I don't want to wear the clothes of perfection. I'd rather just be who I am. That's that whole, who you are in private is who you should be in public, but you never feel like you can totally be that guy. But I'm a huge.
Could you be wearing sweats and like eating chips?
Yeah, I more. Basically, yeah. I mean, a lot of ways, yes. So
the reason I had you guys do that is, first of all, it's normal for everyone to be afraid a little bit. You guys have figured out some method. You've had some feedback that's been like, oh, I could do that. And then no one laughs at me, so I'll try that next time. And then that builds upon that, and the next time it's okay, and the next time it's okay. Well, this person is sort of out of practice and has, built up a lot of fears around these interactions. And she said something about, like, I just don't want to look stupid, just like you both sort of pointed out. Like, you just don't want to do something dumb or say something stupid. And the fear of doing something stupid is really the problem. It's not actually doing something stupid. Because think about, now I'm going to ask you a second question. Have you met anyone who is so socially awkward that it was painful to interact with them? Maybe you have. Mm-hmm. Tell me about that. And then how often does that actually happen? So we can just surmise everyone is afraid of looking stupid. That's a given. We all eat food, we poop, we need oxygen, and we're all afraid of looking stupid. Okay? Clear on that?
Yeah.
And
that entire quote was awesome, but go ahead.
And how many people have you actually met who look really stupid when they're interacting with you one-on-one?
Hardly anyone. Like,
yeah.
You mean that they seem stupid? You mean like they come off as stupid? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Or
nobody. I think the correct answer is nobody.
Yeah, nobody does.
You think of the fear you have. Has anyone actually pulled off the fear you had? You've seen the fear
where I've been on the other side of it and said, "Oh my God, this person really has no idea the crap they're talking about."
They need to fall into a hole in the floor.
Yeah, I guess no. I mean, there are people that drive you slightly crazy or something, but instead, this is what usually happens. I'll never forget this Nerdtacular 2013 moment. We were upstairs signing stuff at these round tables, and it was toward the end of the second day, and this girl was there who came, I don't know from where, to the event, and asked if she could get a picture with me. And I said, of course. And I stood up and put my arm around her, and she was shaking like a leaf, just shaking, terrified, shaking. Her skin was cold. You could just tell that she was terrified of what was happening. Now, her fear, or my fear, or anyone else's fear of being too nervous in a situation like that might be that everyone's going to judge you for it, to think badly of you for it. But instead, what is the natural inclination for, I think, most people, is to go, "Oh, don't feel that way. This is great. I'm so happy to meet you," and to be there for them. To be there for them. It isn't the thing you fear, which is so weird, because if I were her, I'd have the same fear. It'd be like, well, yeah, they're going to think I'm a total weirdo because I'm just shaking like this and I can't compose myself the way that they are. But
instead, you thought it was cute.
No,
right?
I loved it. I was honored by it. I didn't want her to feel at all like that was warranted. Like, I wanted her to feel comfortable.
And it's contagious a little bit, because when they have that fear, you have all of a sudden have this other fear, or at least I do, of, oh my God, I don't want to disappoint them. I don't want to I want to encourage them. I want to make sure that they know that, oh, dude, totally okay. I'm just a big fat guy like anybody else, and
yeah,
like any other big fat guy.
Like any other big fat guy.
Right.
That happened last year at Nerdtacular. Someone came and talked to me, and he was so adorable. He could hardly talk, like his friend was talking for him. And I kept thinking, like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm a different kind of nerd. I'm not a video game nerd, but I'm a genuine, like, do not waste your energy being nervous by me.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's funny, but that's because we're all really the same, and we're all really in the same boat, and we all have that same experience. It's just contextual. For them, it's meeting Scott, my hero. For me, it's like, that's my brother, and pull his finger and see how enjoyable it is to be around him. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's relative.
He'll fart.
But,
yeah.
He'll fart. Yeah, that's what he does. But it's this sort of universal experience that we have to be kind of nervous and worried we're going to say something stupid. So now is the time for us to give her advice on how to manage this. So let me tell you, one of the best things that ever happened to me is I said the stupidest thing you can imagine. And it's like I got it out of my system. So I'm going to recommend, I'll tell you the story. So I'm in Vermont. We just moved there. I have just Allison at that point. She's a little baby. I'm at a park. And if you have been to Vermont, you know what I'm talking about. It is trees everywhere, thick forests, groves, trees. You literally can see nothing but trees, and then sometimes there's grass.
Mm-hmm.
So we're at this playground. It's surrounded by just forests, and it's beautiful. And I come from, a desert where there's no trees. So it was really obvious to me that, man, there's a lot of trees here. So I meet this woman at the park. She's very nice. She's from France, which I think is why this was so totally awkward, because an American would have made it better for me, but a Frenchie was like, what the heck are you talking about? Anyway, and ironically, she became like my only friend in Vermont that shaved her armpits. I thought that was so funny.
Weird. Oh,
Yeah.
a French person is the only one
Oh,
oh, that's weird.
Oh yeah, so many hairy armpits in that state. And then she was the one who was like, it's really gross. You people need to shave your armpits.
The people known for not shaving their armpits. She's the only one. That's great.
Yeah, so I got to know her really well. So you're going to hear this story and then think, oh, wait, but you still became friends. Anyway, So we meet. It's the first time. Our kids are the same age. We're talking. She's like, so what do you think of Vermont? And I said this out loud. I said, it's the perfect place to kill someone and hide the body.
I remember you
and
telling
she
us. Yeah.
looked at me like, are you insane?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you don't know me. And I'm an idiot.
Yeah,
and I just... And then I was like, I'm just a kid. And she finally was like, okay. Anyway, would you like to go have lunch? I'm like, oh my gosh, you want to have lunch with me? I just said I could hide your body in the bushes.
Right.
Anyway, and so it was like this icebreaker for me, and I kind of feel like I can't ever say anything that creepy dumb again, right? I sort of got out of my system. So there's not that she just needs to break the ice a little bit. Go talk to a drunk dude on the street, because really you can't look that stupid because he's drunk, and talk to somebody, practice, get it out of your system, realize that it's not the end of the world. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
You can say something really terrible, like you might murder someone and hide their body, and it turns out they can be your friend later. But you sort of need to get that out of your system.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
And that can happen at this event. Like, this is I feel like whenever I hear about people being nervous about coming to that, I get excited in a way, because I know, even though I'm as nervous as anybody there, I know that will dissipate quickly because they're in a place where they're among friends. And it's not like they're going to have there's no big challenge to it there, like you might find with total strangers or people that don't have a common interest or whatever. And so if she's coming there, worried about that, in a way I'm excited, because she's going to find it to be so welcoming and open that it's going to go away quickly, and she'll just have a great time. Now, whether that changes her desire to only leave the house for groceries and work, I don't know. I mean, is that to me seems like a different baseball game, right?
Well, it sounds like a tribal issue, right? It's her tribe was her partner, and that was a very isolating sort of experience in some ways, and so she's got to find her new tribe, and that's what I think Nerdtacular provides. Maybe you guys have a few trolls lurking within your borders, but for the most part, you're like really nice people. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a tribe of really nice people that like similar things, and it feels safe and welcoming. And, there's such good things about it. I think people can find that at a church. They can find that within their families. They can find it in a neighborhood. They can find it in a meetup group, or, what's his name found it in a bar and Cheers. You know what I mean? Like, you find your tribe.
Norm.
Cliff?
Norm.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of his name, but you know what I mean? You have to sort of, you have to explore. That's where all that risk. I love that she's saying, this is the year I'm doing this, because you got to keep that attitude going. Like, maybe it's once a week, you push yourself to go interact with someone you don't know, or to attend a meeting of something that interests you, even though you don't know anyone. Hear a lecture at the local library, or, whatever it might be. You're going to find people that are kind of in your tribe when you go to events that are up your alley, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I feel like there's a good fit here, and I'm super stoked to meet this person, even though we don't know their name. Or I guess I do.
So what if there's only one Asian in the whole crowd? We're gonna know.
Well, if it isn't
hopefully she comes
Misha.
up to us. Hopefully she comes up to us and says, "Hey, thanks for reading my email on Therapy Thursday," and gives us a big hug. That's what I'm hoping.
That's how we'll know. And if it's
and
not
you'll know.
Misha, and if it's not Matt, then I know it's not. It's someone I don't know.
And when you hug Brian, just be like, he's just a normal fat guy. It's fine.
That's right. It's all I am. It's all I am.
And Wendy's secretly murderous.
Yeah.
So stay away.
Wendy's looking for a good place for a body. We're up in the canyon. Do the math.
Always looking for a place to dump the body.
That's right. Now it's going to be fun. I informed Terpster yesterday, and not even sure Wendy knows this, but myself, Mark Turpin, the Terpster Turpin, and Wendy are going to be doing a panel at Nerdacular, which will combine both actual therapy from Wendy and hypothetical help from Terpster and I, and we're going to combine those two things. This is something Wendy's not even aware of that I do.
Right.
Yeah, I know what you're saying right now.
Yeah.
So will people be able to raise their hand, stand up, ask a question, and then decide if they want real help or fake help?
I think we're going to give a combination. It'll be like, here's how I predict it will go. Someone will stand and say, "I've got terrible fears of this," and Wendy will say, "Well, there's actually a lot of really good resources for this, and here's how you want to practice this, and here's your homework after this event. I want you to think about this." And the Terpster go, "Or you could go and put the blah blah blah," and he's going to come up with some ridiculously wrong thing to say, and it's going to be very entertaining. So
I think you've got to let Terpster go first, so that you and Terpster go first, so that Wendy can say, "Okay, disregard
Don't do that.
all of that."
Yeah. Everything they said is crap. I mean, I'll probably more moderate than anything, but it should be fun. And you love the British, so it'll be a nice fit. It'll all
I
be
love
good.
the British too. So I have a question. Should I actually listen to anything Terpster's ever said? Because I've never heard him even speak.
Here's
other
what
than
here's what you should do. Well, here's him speaking, so you can hear just a taste of him. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me find I thought I had it here. Dang it. Hold on. Don't go anywhere, everybody. We got this. We got this all in hand.
All right.
Okay. Here we go. No, that's not it. Okay. Nope. Here we go. All right. Found it. Here's what we just did. And you can hear this.
This is Hypothetical Help.
Here, I'll skip ahead. Arms, that would suck.
Yeah.
And you might be, hold on. Panel. That's me a lot.
A cat from a tree. That's pretty cool.
It's pretty good. I look at these guys really drunk.
Look at them having fun. How do they manage that? Drink. Wow. I mean, I don't know. Like,
There you go. So now you know what he sounds like.
Now do you feel comfortable with sharing the stage with him?
I could listen to him talk the whole time.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
You probably will.
Yeah, you. If I know Terpster, he tends to dominate a conversation. But so does Wendy. So I think it'll be really, really fun, one way or the other.
So do you. The
Yes,
three
so
of us
do
are gonna
I.
be fighting.
Yeah, no one's going to get a word in edgewise. It'll just be white
No.
noise.
Make
But
sure to come to that, everyone.
yeah, that'll be day 2, I think, or maybe day 1. I can't remember which day it is, but the schedule is near done. We'll get that out to everybody as soon as possible, and you know what's up. But yes, to swing it back around, if this was helpful to you at all, person we're calling A, find us and let us know. And part of that is you showing that you're not. You'll get there and just go, oh man, everything's great here. This place is awesome, and I'm not awkward. And the reason I'm not is because everyone else is too, and we're all in the same boat. I guarantee you,
So nice.
even the most stagey person in the world, Ryan Seacrest, has some fears of something. I don't know what it is,
he does.
but I guarantee it. And if it doesn't come out as fears, it comes out in some kind of psycho way. Like, he's I shouldn't say that. I was going to say something terrible. I won't say what I was going to say. But everybody's got their thing, right? They all do.
Yeah, of course.
Like you said, everybody poops. Everybody freaking poops.
Everyone does. But let me say one other thing. It sounds like she's a lesbian. Yeah? Would
Yeah,
you get
I
that?
think so.
Okay.
Female partner.
So there's
yeah.
something there that is particularly tricky. When you're not in the dominant group, and if she's Asian American and a lesbian, she's not in the dominant, sort of white bread heterosexual, landscape. There may be just feelings of I'm different that've been there for a long time, right?
Well, I'm not sure she's even American because it says here traveling internationally to Salt Lake City, so she may not even be in this country at this point. That makes a difference culturally, for sure.
Yeah, it does. But the lesbian thing still, you're not going to be over 10% of the main group generally, right?
Right.
So I think there's some elements of, you're maybe fighting old voices in your head, and that might be something to look at because you don't maybe recognize that position you've maybe been fighting for relevance or to feel comfortable or whatever however that's impacted you. Everyone's going to have a different experience, but it's probably a more common one to feel like you're sort of maybe not always in every tribe. And so see if it's old stuff that's playing out or if there's some work you need to do on that issue. Is that tripping you up?
Old stuff like it could be the voice of an old disapproving mother or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Or, the entire culture saying it, like you are different or you're not okay and so those voices join you the minute you're meeting someone new. So I have a friend here who is, I think I mentioned she's an Indian, not feather, Indian American.
See, I'm not the only one, Brian.
Nope.
It's a Johnson tradition. Go ahead.
So hold on. If you say American Indian, you mean feather. If you say Indian American, you mean dot. Don't you?
Always.
Right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I never thought about the Indian American. I just say Native American versus Eastern Indian.
Yeah.
Yes. So she's an Indian American married to a Swede here. She's a lesbian. And I've gone to lunch with her a couple times. And everywhere we go, she's the friendliest person you've ever met. She will say, hi, I'm married to a Swede. And she's a woman. And we have 2 children. I mean, she gives let me
she
tell you
offers it all up right off the bat.
Right. And after she did it the first time, I was like, so sorry to be a therapist, but what's that about? Mm-hmm. She's like, well, just getting it on the table so people can think whatever they want. I don't have to dance around with like, are they going to like me or want to talk to me or are they going to figure this out? Like it's really liberating for her. So that's how she handles those old voices. And everyone's going to be different, but I just wanted to think about, is that playing a role? Does that need a little look at and maybe some shifting or letting go of? Because maybe life isn't the same way, but maybe that voice is kind of old and you're not really aware that that's not real anymore. And that when you interact with someone new, they don't care if you're lesbian or not. Mm-hmm. They don't even know, they don't care. Mm-hmm. They just think you're nice, but you're going in there sort of like, oh, they're going to think I'm A, B, or C or whatever. Mm-hmm. So that's just my last little bit of... The only
old voice you want in your life is that of Morgan Freeman, and that's it. Whatever he
if
tells
only.
You. Yeah.
He talked about penguins every time he talked.
That was the last time I saw.
And
all right, notacular.
Wendy, you've done it again. You've solved someone's problem. Hopefully, we'll find out how it goes. Please send us some feedback. Anyone else, if you have questions, this is something I don't mention on the show a lot. But if you want to be a part of Therapy Thursday and you want your question answered, or at least analyzed or talked about, you can send us emails at themorningstream@gmail.com. Just put Therapy Thursday in the subject line, and we'll get it on the show.
Yeah, and please continue to try to read my mind and answer my extra questions. I love that.
Yeah, you like it. It's all preemptive Wendy-ing, we call it. Yeah. Follow Wendy on Instagram at Wendy Dunford. She's on there doing crazy stuff. That's Wendy with an I, and it's always entertaining. Lots of comments.
I do some psychological messing with people who follow me.
Do you?
Yeah. So when anyone new follows me, and I can tell it's one of your listeners, and I can tell usually because they have lots of pictures of cats and beer. And
wait. All of our listeners have lots of pictures of cats?
Yeah, there's quite a few. No, they're a mix, but I'm always laughing whenever there's pictures of cats. So whenever they do, someone new follows me, I go through a lot of their pictures, and then I randomly like the weirdest one. So they'll get a notification that's like Wendy Dunford liked, and it's some picture of like, I don't know, a half-eaten pizza from 2 years ago.
Wow, that's amazing.
So follow me, and I will mess with you.
Wendy is trolling followers on Instagram. That's what we like to hear. All right, well, have fun. May the sun always come up. Is that what's happening this time of year? It's all sun,
The
right?
sun always
You guys,
comes up. Yes.
It rises at 5.
Yeah.
And it goes down at 9, and it's May 5th.
That's crazy. Yeah,
So on midsummers, the sun is set for like 4 hours.
that's weird. That's weird. But you're up high over there. We get it.
It does not work with children, by the way.
No.
Worst thing ever.
Yeah, that's bad. They want to stay up all night.
Right there.
Yeah.
Just a picture of a
There you
cat.
go. Do you picture of a cat? Yeah. I was going to say, Brian's got right now on video, you can't see this, but there is a cat behind him in its little tray hanging out.
Cat tray.
Cat tray.
I want a cat and a bidet. That's my extra favorite one. It's like, who is taking those pictures?
Amazing.
I love
To Wendy right now.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, have fun. Stay out of trouble, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Bye now. Okay. That's the international hang-up sound of Wendy Dunford.
That's how you hang up in Sweden.
I like it. Let's do some quick emails. They're
Okay.
brought to you by...
This week, Geek History Lesson, the podcast that takes one character from pop culture and explains their entire history. This week, they review Ultron Unlimited, possibly the greatest Ultron story ever created. This podcast is hosted by Jason Inman of DC All Access and Ashley V. Robinson, she works in a comic store, of the Red Shirt Diaries. Download Geek History Lesson on iTunes, Stitcher, and Majorspoilers.com today.
We like those people. Support them. I got an email from John wrote in, says, "Hey Scott, I'm envious of you are just starting The Leftovers, the TV show. I love that series. People complained all the time that it was just misery porn, but I don't think so. I love it for exactly the same reasons you are loving the first episode, The Guilty Remnant, Smokers in White. I think you and I are very similar in how we like stories that deal with people outside of normal circumstance, out of the on the edge of civilization, like westerns, or in post-apocalyptic futures, or stranded on a planet, and how they deal with it. Some people go crazy. Some people try and pretend everything is normal, and then there's everything in between. I won't spoil anything, but I will say that Lindelof did not screw up the ending like he did with Lost. Well, ending of first season, I guess. I was satisfied all the way through. Enjoy. John, now, I want to add this to what John says, or add something to it, and that is that I talked to Jenny Josephson yesterday at the end of our Wednesday DTNS episode.
Right.
And she really disliked it. And that surprised me because I think Jenny and I think a lot alike on a lot of things. So her point was she thinks it just got real boring. You've seen the entire Leftovers.
I've seen the entire first season, well, the entire only season so far. Yes.
Did you find it boring?
There were lull points that I think were slower, but the pacing for that show doesn't need to be and wouldn't work as like this constant, hey, we need action, story progression all the time, because you're looking at how people are feeling abandoned and lonely, and those kind of things do tend to be shown as lulls in the action, lulls in the story progression. So I could totally see her point on that, and I felt differently about it.
Me too, so far, but I've only seen the one, so I still got to see more. I'm very fascinated or interested to see what's going on with this Daryl character. What's his name?
Which one? Daryl's the dog shooter guy?
No, the black guy who's in the house, and the old lady has people come talk to him, and she had that dude from Friday Night Lights come first episode and meet with him, and then he suddenly all his fears are abated or something.
Oh, right. Yes.
I don't know enough about him to even say anything else other than it seems like they're
forgot about that.
Propping him up as some sort of prophet or seer or something. I don't know what's happening there, but I'm very interested in that. It's got all the trappings I want, so I'm full steam ahead. But I just thought it was interesting to hear that contrast yesterday from Jenny.
Right.
Speaking of Jenny, did we put her spot in today? Let's see. Hold on.
Oh, we did. Oh, it's down here on the. It's she's sponsoring the Tallywhacker.
Oh, the Cleo stuff. Is Cleo in today?
She is. Yeah.
Okay, good.
I know she's. I wonder if she's able to call in because I think she's at the hospital. They're testing Eden's new diet, so
she may not. Oh, she even said I think that she wasn't going to be here today.
Right. She's in the chat room, and she'll respond in 8 seconds after she hears us talking about her. But,
Well, let's do this. These 2 phone calls I'm about to play are brought to you by Jenny's show. Brian, tell us about that.
Sure. This week on Tell It Anyway, 3 stories from 3 reasonably kind people about that time they were jerks. Take a peek into the mirror universe where Jenny is a cat kicker, her sister Kate pulls a Carrie prank in math class, and your very own Tom Merritt shatters his nice guy image. I knew that. All that and more on tellitanyway.com.
Yeah, we already know a few stories.
Yeah, exactly.
About Tom.
Like, about time the rest of the world gets to see the Tom we see.
Yeah, that time he pulled his wiener out. Just kidding, he didn't do that. Here's a phone call, Brian. I'm going to play it now. Enjoy it. Oh, wait. I was looking at stuff for Wendy. Dang it. Hold on. Where did I put it all? Okay, here it is. Here's a phone call. Check it out.
Greetings, Scott and Brian. This is for the morning stream. I was listening and heard Brian's anecdote about the birds crapping all over his cars. I'm getting the same thing, and I've noticed one thing. The robins have been attacking the cars because they see their reflection. So it must be that time of year when it's time to beat down the other guy. The problem is that the other guy is themselves. So they'll sit there on my mirrors and crap all over my mirrors, and now they've crapped all over my Jeep. It's time to do something. Hope that helps.
That's exactly right. That is exactly the situation.
Is that what happens? Is that why they do that?
Yeah, they're basically trying to assert their dominance over all of the other robins so that they can get the mate, right? And
including themselves if they see themselves, I guess.
Yes, and they do. They sit on the mirrors, looking in the window, seeing their reflection, which has got an angle from where they're at, so they're not seeing directly, and they're getting some sunlight reflected down on them, so they're easier to see themselves in the reflection of the window, and they're attacking it.
I'm so glad that humans don't throw poo at each other. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
This could be bad.
Well, and that situation may have been resolved thanks to a cat in the neighborhood. We may have witnessed the circle of life.
Great.
Is all I'm going to say about that.
All right. Hey, whatever, man. It turns in a circle, and there's nothing you can do about it.
And I'm going to make sure that cat gets an extra sardine in its food bowl this week.
There you go. There you go. All right.
Wasn't mine.
Well, speaking of things you shouldn't eat, here's another call about that.
This is Earl in New Orleans, Louisiana, and I just wanted to call and let you know that I actually tried the Tender Crisp Bacon Cheddar Sandwich yesterday. It seems they don't have the Tender Crisp Bacon Cheddar Ranch Sandwich anymore, but either way, it was disgusting, so I don't recommend it.
That's such a great call. I love it. Like we drove him to do it, and then he's just like, "Yeah, and it wasn't good. It's bad."
Take that, Darius Rucker.
Oh, I freaking love that. It's one of my favorite things.
Starts a rumbling.
Yeah.
It's a Tender Crisp Bacon Cheddar Ranch.
Apparently, it doesn't hold up. Wonder what they did with the ranch. Why'd they take the ranch out?
Yeah, I don't know. I imagine you could probably just add your own ranch, though, right? And make any Tender Crisp Bacon Cheddar sandwich a
Ranchy.
Bacon Cheddar Ranch.
Sure, why not? Brian Dunaway might call it.
You hairy horse hole?
You hairy horse hole? That's it for your calls. We love them. Keep them coming. 801-471-0462 to leave a message. That's 801-471-0GOB. You can also email us themorningstream@gmail.com. So Cleo's not here, right?
She is here. She is at
can we
home,
call her?
So she is able to call in.
Oh,
Yep.
let me call her then. Let's get her in here. Cleo.
When my belly starts a rumbling, jonesing for a whack. We call Cleo on the Skype, and hopefully she calls us back.
Hey, you rhymed it. That was pretty awesome. All right.
That's about all I've got.
I see dots going up her neck of her avatar. I see.
Hi.
Oh, hi. You're there. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. How are you?
Which icon are you looking at now? My World's Okayest Mom one.
Yeah, that one's all right. We like that.
That's not bad.
Okayest Mom. Oh, it's weird. I'm seeing Day of the Dead Cleo.
I'm seeing World's
Dia del
most.
Muerte Cleo.
I'm seeing
They're
the world's
they're
most
both pretty
okay.
accurate, to be honest with you.
Why would it show you a different one than me though? That's weird.
Because you could pull in video. I don't know. Yeah, that is weird.
She doesn't have video up, so I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, Skype. What are you gonna do? Cleo, it's good to have you here. We thought you were at the hospital. I guess you're not, but that diet stuff's today, right, or something?
She's been doing it all week long. Actually, I've been back and forth in the hospital every day this week. She is doing okay. Usually, when kids start this diet, it takes 24 hours for them to make the chemical change. It's taken her 4.5 days.
Oh man!
So good times.
Yeah.
Really exciting. So she just started. I'm gonna say 3 hours ago. They called me and told me she kind of flipped the chemical switch, and I hate to admit it, they've also told me she's going to be a raving bitch for about 3 days.
Oh,
so
no.
that's not fun.
That's
but
not good.
yeah, she'll be okay. So hopefully we'll get to bring her home over the weekend and things will be good.
All right. Well, I like the sound of all of that. And I also like the sound of the funny things you bring us here on Thursdays. Things the chat room said, things that happen on Facebook, things in general that were funny. So share them now, won't you?
So I have 3 things, not hilariously funny, but, cute. Because I've been sort of distracted all week. So let's just wing it and see where they go, shall we? Alrighty then. For shows on HBO Go, you were talking about that. Free Rangers says that The Leftovers sounds like a rejected show from the Food Network. Which
It does, yes.
I would
Really,
eat.
really does.
I would totally eat those though.
Guy Fieri
I know.
cutting room floor footage is what that is.
Yeah, it would be really, really good. Like the gag reel from one of those shows would be great. For Josh Whedon quitting Twitter for the millionth time, Chris Runoff today said Josh needs a crying room, so send him to overseas.
Oh,
Get him a crying room.
Yeah.
And the best line of the week was from Kretz, who is in the chat room and is not usually there. So well done for showing up for your points, sir, because they don't mean anything, but whatever. How do you determine the sex of a cat? Because that came up on this show.
Sure did.
This is why you guys win awards for stuff like this.
Yep.
Set the cat in front of a TV and play Sex in the City. So he brought Kim back in, so that was good.
Oh, she'll love that. I'll have to mention that.
Yeah,
Oh.
just let her know.
All right.
So that's all I've got for you this week because
lovely.
I've been distracted. But
No, don't worry about it. We'll take whatever you got. Thank you for doing
We'll do
that.
some crowdsourcing during the week, and we'll come up with some better stuff next
All right.
week.
Well, best of luck with the Chemical Switch, and
Thanks, guys.
We'll talk later. Brian, I played bass for Chemical Switch. They were really good in the
they
90s.
were awesome. It's just such a great band.
Oh, fantastic. All right. That's going to do it for us, everybody. Frogpants.com/TMS. Did you know if you go to patreon.com/TMS and you support us over there, it has gone toward us maintaining a Thursday night episode of the show, a 5th episode of the week. You probably did because you're listening to it for free and feeling no guilt at all. Well, might I inject a little guilt into your souls and say, hey, what about $1 a month? How about that? It's just that easy, simple.
Just $1 a month. That's all we want.
And we're about to inject the program with a bunch of new goodies and a bunch of new cool stuff. It's really never been a better time. Brand new mug, by the way, coming for those who want the TMS mug. Got a new design.
And I'm not going to spoil anything, but I've got something very personal. Well, I don't want to say that because that sounds foul, but there's going to be stuff that I'm going to be contributing to the stream sacks that I think people are going to find very, very cool.
Yeah, I've always wanted. I mean, if you've ever thought that chewing gum is a bit like gnawing on Brian's old foreskin from a circumcision, you're right, and he'll be sending that to you. That's the big announcement, everybody. Brian's foreskin is the personal item. Not true at all.
No.
You'll reveal that soon, and we're very excited about it. The idea, not the foreskin.
Right.
Let's see here. What else? Coverville, Scott Johnson morning stream on Twitter. Those are the 3 to follow. And tonight we'll be here 4:30 p.m. So come on back now. You hear? I think it's an app night, so we'll do apps tonight. That'll be fun.
Oh, cool. Good. Oh, I've got some, so that's great.
Oh, and put your questions out online for Ask TMS. The hashtag is Ask TMS, and we'll read those as well.
I won't see those because I've got Twitter closed.
Yeah, I don't have it open either right now. It's closed, man.
Yeah,
I'm going low. I'm not saying I'm quitting Twitter. I'm just gonna.
No.
In fact, I'm not even saying I'm not going to interact with you guys on Twitter. I totally am, but I'm just going to use a little willpower and like set aside time to do it when it makes sense. To just be more efficient with it. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
I'm not Joss Whedon in this thing. Oh, she called him Josh, didn't she?
Josh Whedon.
Yeah.
She might have.
People do that. People do that. It's okay.
Yeah.
I think he's used to it.
We'll allow it.
Yeah. They're not all feminists that
Sustained.
do that. The sustained. I'm going to allow this. All right. That's it. Let's get out of here with some music. What do you have for me?
Nicole Davis wrote in, Dear Scott and Brian, why mess with the classics? May 8th will mark the 43rd anniversary of my arrival on this fine planet. In honor of the occasion, could you please play one of the songs requested? I know you love covers that put their own stamp on a song, and these both really fit that description. And I just realized she actually named a band that she wanted to hear. Whoops! Since May 8th is Friday, any day in that vicinity would be just lovely. Make trees grow with Totoro, Nicole Davis, the other Nicole in the tadpole. Here's an example of where I did not read the entire request before I said, oh, she wants a cover of Hit Me Baby One More Time. I will just go get a cover of Hit Me Baby One More Time that I like. But she actually said she wanted to hear the one by Trombo Combo.
Never heard of them. Who the hell are they? I never even heard of that.
I'm guessing they're a trombone group. That'd be my